2024 was a special year. There was a continuous and consistent effort to understand strategy, to understand priorities, and to make sure that we have a response that is reflective of those priorities.
Definitely what keeps me awake. The global markets happened maybe in Uganda when we are asleep. We are supposed to be asleep.
Wow.
Like now, we have already now bidded for what we need for this. Late in the evening yesterday, we are bidding for grains.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking, crude palm oil have to bid early in the morning.
No.
So for us, it's not a matter of the symposium and asking what keeps me awake. What really keeps me awake? It is the trade where I am.
Yep.
The supply acts on the active markets are on different time zones.
Okay.
The most important thing is your chain of supply. Can you anticipate what is coming? Yes, we can anticipate. But we know now in Uganda, politics has started warming up. As a manufacturer, if I know that my number one raw material comes in here every 4 weeks,
Right.
I must have raw material. If possible, if Stanbic will allow and support, if possible, I would like to have raw materials of 4 months.
Yeah. Ultimately, one of the greatest things we want is stability. As business players, we thrive in an environment where, we have stability, we have a certain level of predictability. And so the first ask from our side would be, to pursue peace across, all levels.
There's the famous analogy that if America sneezes, I think we all catch a cold if we're not careful.
We look at our own addressable market here. A lot of people have lost jobs, and also there's a lot of budget, that USAID has been pushing through in the economy. So a lot of suppliers, a lot of manufacturers are probably looking at a loss of a business partner. So again, we are, very uncertain about how that all sort of it plays out, because again, the 90 days have to end, and then we have a clearer picture. So that's on the global side. On the regional side, of course, you start to think about what we already know has been playing around the geopolitical scene. So we don't lose sight of that, because for us, it's really the big picture, then the regional picture, then the smaller picture.
So if the aid is cut down in Uganda and in the region, then we will suffer. One is we'll lose on Ugandan market because there is no spending power. And then even the regional market, where they use infrastructure loan for building the roads and hospitals, schools, whatever. So that export market also will be affected.
Now, looking at us in Uganda, it's very interesting because predominantly we're an agricultural economy. We need to focus on agriculture. We need to understand our strong points, which is our blessed with the weather. We're at 3,600 feet above sea level. We have a very temperate climate throughout this country. And I think if we use that as an advantage, which is agriculture, long term, I think you have a huge sustainability. We have a very young population coming up, looking for jobs. I think the more we can engage them, the better. Far too often you're hearing of a lot of Ugandans going now and looking for jobs elsewhere, in Dubai, in other areas, neighboring countries. Whereas if we can create more opportunities here, it will be better. The reality is we need to get our own house in order. There's no point in us thinking that somebody will come and do that. And the quicker we do it, the less likely we're going to suffer from external factors. You know, you have certain things in this country that you're blessed with, and we need to use those advantages.
India has grown, China has grown.
Yep.
Now next is Africa, and we are seeing the growth on the African continent.
Yeah.
Our continent is the next continent which has to grow, and the growth is there,
Yeah.
and we are seeing it. The only problem which I see is if we have regional peace, the growth would be much faster. And this, for the moment, is not evident in the neighboring countries, but when we pray for peace in all our neighboring countries.
Thank you, Mr. Sikanda. What I hear from you is support backward integration. I think build on the initiatives that are already in place, but also promote peace, because ultimately peace makes it easy for you.
It is very important for the stability and the growth in Africa. Now in Uganda, we have got also oil and industry, oil and gas industry, which is coming up. This is attracting a lot of investment, and definitely this will grow the economy of Uganda. There is also the power sector, which has grown enormously in Uganda, and this is a indirect encouragement for the industrial development in Uganda. Our government, and especially our president, is fully supporting backward integration. So we'll be using our own raw material to manufacture, for example, the steel products and all that. And this will again boost the economy in Uganda, boost the exports to the region.